back to Let's MAP Broward with Nikki. I'm your host, Nikki, here in the Office of Economic and Small Business Development. If you're a small business wondering, how do I get in contact with these larger firms? How do I show them my value? How do I get in on a project with them? You don't want to miss this interview. Stay tuned as we talk to Suhas with AECOM, and he is going to give you some tips. Hi.
How are you?
Suhas, I'm good. How you doing?
Doing well.
Welcome to Let's MAP Broward with Nikki.
Thank you for the invitation. It's a pleasure to be here.
Yes, thank you. And I know I met you at an event that we went to, right?
In Miami,
and
yeah.
you are Suhas with AECOM.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, wow, what an interesting time if I could have you on the show to tell smaller firms about how to actually get in touch with larger firms, because that's a question we get all the time.
Sure.
Is how do I connect with larger firms? How can I make them see me? How do I know what they're going to bid on? So hopefully this conversation can help smaller firms kind of understand how to connect with larger firms, okay?
Sure, and hopefully it'll help us meet some really good partners.
Yes, and I'm glad because I know that you guys are active here in Broward County. Not only us, you have some projects with the school board as well. So we love having you on the show. So tell us, let's start off a bit. AECOM, tell us about the firm a bit.
So AECOM is actually a very large company.
Mm-hmm.
It has been in existence for, I would say, just about 100 years.
100 years?
Yeah.
Wow.
With all the legacy companies that it has acquired.
Wow.
We are international. So
Okay.
we actually are not only in the US or Canada and Mexico, but also in about 100 other countries.
Oh my gosh,
We
wow.
are about 50,000 headcount, I would say, total.
Wow, that is impressive.
But most of our work is in North America.
Okay. So
predominantly the US, of course.
Okay.
But also a very sizable presence in Canada.
Okay.
We actually are full service firm. We do early advisory and consulting type services work.
Okay.
We also do clearly program management,
Okay.
engineering design, architectural design,
Okay.
planning,
Okay.
construction, operations and maintenance, and any other services that come beyond. So we pretty much cover the entire life
That's
cycle.
what I was gonna say. You guys do that. You do it all.
Correct. We do it all and do it across many market sectors, whether it's federal, whether it's transportation, meaning aviation or marine or rail transit, roadway bridges, whether it's water on the wastewater side, stormwater side, drinking water side, and so on and so forth. So we are a full service firm across many different market sectors.
That's perfect. So that's why I think you're perfect for this show. Because you know with MAP Broward, it's transportation related projects. There's a lot of planning and design and construction. So we see all those phases in the project. So you are the perfect firm to speak to.
Thank you.
So
Yeah.
tell me, these smaller firms that are trying to get on these contracts, what do they need to do to get you or your attention or a firm like you?
That's always a big question.
Yes.
And it is not easy, because before coming to AECOM, I actually worked for a small company.
Oh, you did?
I worked for a company, a minority business enterprise,
Oh, okay.
for about 5 years. And in those 5 years, I got to see how difficult it can be to deal with bigger firms, with what their expectations are. And many times we did scratch our heads as to what is it that we're going to say, what is it that we're going to bring. And now that I have been with a big firm for quite some time, I have a little bit of a sense of how it's felt on the other side, but also how we should communicate about what is it that we want well before time comes so that they can prepare.
Exactly.
So I actually, thank you for sending me the question. I prepared some notes.
Yay!
So I will refer to those, right?
Okay.
So the first thing that we look for is whether any particular partner that we're going to team up with has the necessary technical experience.
Okay.
And many times we know in advance what kind of technical expertise is needed. For example, if it's a construction management work, then we know that somebody's going to need inspection, somebody's going to need quality assurance, somebody's going to need submittal reviews and RFI responses and all of that. So we have a good sense going in as to what to look for. And then we look for those things.
So when you say, is it certifications? Are you looking for a length of years experience? Are you looking for present us with certain projects you've done? Like, what exactly does that look like for the small business?
It could be a few of those things,
Yes.
or it could be all of those things.
Okay.
It all depends on who the client is, what the project is, what the scope of that project is, how long that project is going to go on, and how the life cycle of the project is going to evolve.
Okay.
How long the design is, how long the procurement is, then the construction phase, and then the post-construction phase.
Okay.
So we look for that, and when RFPs usually give us a very good indication
Right.
of what kind of expertise is needed. Because the RFPs would normally tell us what the scope of work is. Broward does exactly.
Exactly.
Your RFPs are very, very good, detailed in most cases.
Yes.
We work with not only the county but also on the school side and parks and recreation side and other things. So we have that sense of who exactly the end client is, even within Broward County, let's say.
Yes.
And then based on that, we look for that technical expertise.
Okay.
The second thing we look for is the financial stability of the company.
Alrighty.
Because what happens is by the time we respond to the RFP, to the time that work actually begins, and then we are able to invoice within 30 days, and then another 30 days to get paid, it's a very long span of time. So businesses should be able to cover those expenses, labor, out-of-pocket expenses that occur in that time frame.
Correct.
So we want to get a sense of whether they are audited, whether they have the financial stability. Sometimes we ask for financial documents, such as income statements or balance sheets, or audited, independently audited records of the company. Sometimes, not always.
Oh no, so in terms of that, that is true, and we tell our firms that, like, look, you need to be able to float yourself for at least a couple months, because like you said, it's the 30 days to the prime, 30 days to the sub, and if you're a second or third layer sub, that's another, more time. So what are you looking for when you look at these financial records? Are you looking to see, okay, they have stashed aside a certain amount? Like, what are you looking for when you're reviewing these documents?
We are looking at how much business they have ongoing from where they're already generating cash.
Okay.
What kind of labor would be needed to respond to the RFPs and be on the AECOM team until we win, then we start executing, then we invoice, then we get paid, and within 7 to 10 days we pay you. For all of that time, where is your cash coming from? What your cash flow looks like.
Okay, perfect.
The size of the company, if it's, let's say, a 5% company, are you making about $75,000 to $100,000 for that span of time or not? That gives us an idea. Because what that does is then banks would loan you money for the time needed based on that cash flow.
Okay, good.
And we go through all of that with them.
Perfect.
We also have relationships that we bring to bear in terms of going to those banks.
That's
sometimes
wonderful.
we do that as well. Because we just happen to know them from other experiences. The third thing I would say is relationships. So a subconsultant subcontractor comes to me and says, you're going to be working with these 4 or 5 contractors as construction manager or as program manager. We know them. We have worked with them before. That brings an enormous value to our team. It enhances the chance of winning, and then enhances the chance of doing quality work after, because of those relationships. Relationships with the owner itself.
Yes.
So with you and your end departments, whoever they may be, that also brings a lot of value to us. And just because we are a big firm doesn't mean we have everything. Notionally, people think that you have the relationships, they have all the expertise, and we are simply going there to help you out, for whatever that you choose us for. That's really not the case. Bigger firms also have gaps, and if a small firm coming in is able to fill that gap, that's a huge value for us. So we ask for those things. What is it that you're actually bringing? So those are the things that we normally have conversations about.
That's such a good point.
And many times we actually know who people would be for a given.
Okay, and that's awesome because I'm guessing local smaller firms like our local program probably know the folks who are local, so maybe that could be part of their whole spiel or marketing to you is, hey, I'm familiar with the area, I'm familiar with the people who work here, I can be an asset to you. I love that.
Right.
That's great. Okay, do you have any more for us?
Little bit in terms of value proposition.
Yes.
So when I was with a small firm, I distinctly remember that we struggled with message. What are we going to say? Because we always felt that nothing that can come out of our mouth that they don't already know about, which was a bad assumption. That's really not the case. And it's not about whether they know it or not, the bigger firm, whether we now are the bigger firm, whether we know it or not is not the issue. The issue is, what is it that you are going to be able to do for the team? I talked about relationships and ability to add value in terms of winning and then execution. So what is your value proposition? Have that message nicely discussed and practiced when you have conversations with companies like AECOM.
Okay.
Value proposition could be simply that I have people ready to go.
Okay.
It could be that I have a certain niche expertise or software understanding that you don't. This particular client I know is going to require these things 6 months from now. The RFP is going to include this scope of work. I know that because I have this relationship and I have had a conversation, and we bring that. So first of all, understand what you're going to be doing, who you're going to be working for, and then talk about it and have a good message around it.
Ooh.
That's what we're looking for.
I love that. So that's great advice, and I love that you've been on both sides.
Yeah.
So you're speaking from experience.
Right.
Love it. Okay, so now we come to the part where those small businesses, if you're still watching to this point, good job. Tell me, are you guys in need of small businesses right now? If so, what services are you in need of, and who can they contact?
Yeah, no, that's good question. So we are always in need of talking to people. That is an ongoing effort on our end. We're looking for new partners in new places. We're looking for partners who want to grow badly, who have shown that they can grow.
Okay.
For the last 3 to 5 years.
Okay.
So the answer is yes. And the person that you would talk to, there's no one name.
Okay.
But you can reach out to a person by the name of Andrea Frazier.
Okay.
She is our Florida market geography leader.
Okay.
Then there are several other folks depending on what kind of work it is. If it's roadway, bridge work, then we can send you to transportation. If it's a water, wastewater type work, we can send you to water.
Okay.
So she would be a good initial contact.
Okay.
To start talking to AECOM.
Okay. And I want to say thank you so much, Suhas. You don't even live here. You flew in to do this interview here to give you information, small businesses, about this. So please go ahead and check out the information he provided. Leave a comment, say thank you, and we're so grateful to have you here. Thank you so much for the valuable information.
Hopefully we'll team up with some really good firms that
yes.
are local. Yeah.